So, this one's gonna be about Wim Hof, the Iceman, and his technique. Yeah, I'll see you after the intro. And something just happened to me. Something that's really insignificant, but still, it is, I think, the first time that this actually happened. And the problem there is, I don't know if you can see that, but I just ripped my trouser. Just one leg, just right above the knee. And today I've seen there is a little hole there, and I should maybe, I don't know, I maybe should repair that or whatever you're gonna call it. I don't fucking know. But the thing is, it never ever happened to me that I destroyed or actually ripped off a trouser by just on the leg area. Just it always only happened to me just in the crouch area, like when you're kind of spreading your legs all the time and something happens and whatnot, then it rips just off, which is something that happened. But I've actually never ever managed to do it on the knee or just above the knee or whatever. But the most significant problem there is that it actually was just really one of my favorite trousers. It is just really an insignificant thing, and it's also maybe a pretty uninteresting thing, but just really interesting. I've never actually managed to do that. It's also a little bit unfortunate, to be honest, because I just really like them. And also because I do just have to buy some new ones, and I'm just such a cheap motherfucker. I do not really want to do that. I really don't like to go shopping. It is really not something that I like to do. And yeah, just first of all that, and second of all that I even have to use money then. Just two things once at a time that I do just really don't like. But yeah, if you're just watching this on YouTube, then I do just really have to talk to you and say you something. And so this video is basically also available as an audio only version because it is actually a podcast. It is the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And therefore, this means that you are able to consume it in a way more efficient way if you're just listening to it. Because you can do something simultaneously. You can just, for example, walk your dog, cook something, or whatever you might be doing. You're able to do something. And this is the point, because it is way more efficient being able to just it's it is way more efficient when you're able to do two things at a time simultaneously. It really is more efficient, but I guess you know that, because you're a smart person. But yeah. As I said, we are going to talk about Wim Hof, and something really interesting that I've seen just before I actually started the episode, while I was on his Twitter account, also because I didn't know that he's having a Twitter account, but I first of all just found a pretty interesting video, and I'm gonna show you actually. Here it is. I do hope, no, you can't see anything, that's not good. So here you can. So there's Wim Hof. You probably know him. I don't know. It is actually one of the things or one of the episodes that I'm really not quite sure about if I should actually record them or if I should actually publish them. The thing is, I'm sorry. The thing is, I know a lot about him, and I've already been just talking about him before on the podcast. It is still, I think it was actually the first episode on the whole YouTube channel. I guess it's actually the first video that I've ever uploaded. Still, I just know a little bit about him, and I've also just figured out his technique, and I've also just seen his technique. It is just really not something new for me, but I know that there might be somebody that just needs that. And this is quite actually, without being like, okay, I know I'm such a nice person, whatnot, without being like that, because I'm not always, really no, but I kind of feel like, there might be somebody that just needs that. That just needs what I'm going to say to you today, what I'm going to show to you today. And for somebody, it might be something new, because not everybody knows Wim Hof, also according to his Twitter followers, because he's having 100K. It is really not such a lot for his just fame, kinda. But yeah, the video that I found is actually him talking about the last time he had a cold, and he said, which is basically then his answer, obviously, that he's not having a cold. The cold is not coming to him, but he is coming to the cold. Because it is all about cold exposure and his technique, if you don't know about his technique, which means that he's often also just taking cold showers. He's just going into lakes that are frozen and whatnot. So he's really doing extreme things with temperature, and which is pretty interesting. I don't know if this is actually kind of the real answer and the answer you should just, or the answer you would like to have for the question, but I think it also just somehow makes sense, to be honest, because cold exposure, and taking cold showers and all those things, they truly have just really good sides. And he's also just having a post there, and So why take cold showers? And this is just a post on his Twitter account as well, so I might be linking down his Twitter account in my description and also in the show notes if you're on a podcast. I don't know, because I tend to forget those things, and I'm really sorry if I did forget that. So why take cold showers? The first one is strengthens the immune system, then improves blood circulation, reduces blood pressure, improves sleep quality, improves lymphatic circulation, strengthens nervous system, detoxifies the body, improves hormonal activity, reduces recovery time, and instant mood lift. I'm not quite sure about the instant mood lift, but I guess because I've already been reading quite a lot in the train today morning. So just when I have to get to school, I always just try to do something. First of all, so the first thing that I'm quite always doing is posting things or scheduling things on it is Twitter and LinkedIn. This is the two platforms that I'm not able to schedule when I'm scheduling for Instagram and whatnot. This is just what I'm doing then. It's actually the first thing that I'm doing when I just get into the train, and when I actually start to work. And the second thing is most often to just either look up news, because I do not really have the time for looking up news then, just I would have the time in theory, but I'm really not using the time then, I'm then just being in school and being with my friends and whatnot, and I do not really think about checking the news, just actually in generally being on my phone, because we actually have to take our phones and put it into some sort of a basket, before every lesson, just because, to kind of ensure that nobody's on his or her phone just while there's the lesson, whatnot, because there have been some problems because of that. Every class in our school has to do that. It is a quite new thing. I think it was introduced just a year ago or something, or 1.5. So it is a pretty new thing, And the other thing is actually looking up new articles and looking up new things that I could go through. And just because, as you might can hear, I don't really sound normal, kinda. I just really sound a little bit like nasal, or whatever it's actually called. Like there's a specific word for that if you just sound like I'm sounding right now, but I don't know that in English, but I'm just having a little bit of a cold. Like I'm really fortunate. I'm really, really fortunate that I'm still able to do everything that I want to do, and I'm also going to work out today. I do not know if I'm going to just have a full 60-minute workout, which I'm usually having, because I don't know if this is going to be smart, but it's going to be an at least, I guess, 30-minute episode workout, and this episode's also probably going to be 30 minutes long, but still, I'm really fortunate, first of all, that I haven't been ill, just really ill. For me, a cold is not really ill because it's like just a cold and you can just still do everything. You just have to kind of do some other things, maybe drinking more water, which is actually something that I have to do or I should be doing, and just other things. For you, it might be just taking some drugs or whatever, or medicine, tablets, whatever. And, but yeah, I'm really fortunate that I haven't been having anything. I'm just having some food between my teeth, which is actually a little bit bothering me. I'm really fortunate in that kind of sense because, it's just great to not be ill. Having a cold is also not just the best thing, but really being ill and just throwing up and all this shit, I'm really fortunate that I managed somehow. I don't know how, just I'm having a pretty clean diet, a pretty healthy diet, and I'm just working out regularly and all those shit, and I yeah, I don't know. I'm actually trying to do everything to just be healthy, because it is something that is really important to me, and also something that should be really important for you as well. The problem still is that a lot of people do just realize that when it is too late. Some sort of, they just realize it when, they're actually not healthy, or they're actually not feeling good. But yeah, let's talk a little bit more about Wim Hof. And then, just because I haven't been feeling just 100% good, I thought like, well, what could I do? And then I just thought about Wim Hof again, and thought about the Wim Hof method, because his method is actually there to prevent yourself from getting ill, and actually it also is a treatment for autoimmune illnesses or autoimmune diseases, I guess, and just different sorts of things. It is just a really amazing thing to do, and we're also gonna go we are also gonna talk about the method itself as well, because it is actually really simple. It's really simple, but it could also be a little bit dangerous. So just to say that, like, just to let you know that it is nothing to just kind of take, I don't know, take it with a grain of salt. Well, no, it's the wrong just phrase or saying. Never mind. So as you can see, here's Wim Hof's Wikipedia page, quite in a nutshell. So Wim Hof, also known as the Iceman, is a Dutch extreme athlete noted for his ability to withstand freezing temperatures. He has set Guinness World Records for swimming under ice and prolonged full body contact with ice, and still holds the record for barefoot half marathon on ice and snow. So he was born in 1959, which makes him 60 years old in the Netherlands. And he's 182 centimeters or 1.82 meters high, and his nationality obviously is Dutch. Children 6, and he had a spouse who died, unfortunately. But maybe even fortunately, I don't know if he would be actually on this great journey and this amazing journey on actually helping himself and also the other people as well when this didn't happen. But I don't know, like, I do just really know that it played a huge role in there, in the whole process of just getting the Iceman and all those things. But I don't know, like, it's just a really kind of tough thing to say, but you know what I mean. You really know what I mean. So he's a really interesting guy, and I gotta have to say, like, for being just 60 years old, he's in quite good shape. He is really in quite good shape, which might also become, or might also be, just because of what he's doing to his body, like the meditation, quote unquote, or just his method. But yeah, is there something else that might be interesting to you about Wim Hof? Is there something else that I've seen about him that you might not know? Just, the thing is, I've just been looking up so many things about him just a year ago, and actually every time I'm not feeling good, every time I catch a little bit of a cold and whatnot, I always get back to him. It is something so interesting, I always then just look up ways to just get healthy again, to just feel better again and whatnot. And I always just then see the Iceman method or the Wim Hof method, and I never ever stick to it, which is something that I should really do. And I guess maybe this is going to be a new goal of mine. Maybe I'm going to start to do his method. It actually still takes quite some time, to be honest. Like, it's just really not of a... it is a little bit of a time-consuming thing. Like, it's not gonna take you an hour or something, so it's not really that time-consuming. But still, I think it took me like 20 minutes each time, and also combined with meditation, and I'm still doing then it's gonna be just 30 minutes of basically doing nothing. But in the end, I'm actually doing something, because it is something for my health. But yeah, I'm trying to find an article on the Wim Hof method, or maybe we should also go to the website. I don't know, I don't know. It is always a little bit of a tricky thing, because I don't know if he actually is doing that on purpose. That nothing, just not such a thing of like just a clear guide on how to do the meditation and whatnot. There are videos, but it is not in written form, which is something relatively interesting, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just trying to find something. I've seen some articles, and they've been talking about it, but I could also just tell you, but I don't know. I think it is still important to just kind of read something or see something official, It would actually be nice, but I know that there are some videos of Wim Hof himself just talking about it and doing it and also kind of explaining it. But as I said, there's no such thing as written things. I don't know why. I really don't know why. But yeah, the thing is, the Wim Hof method is based on 3 powerful pillars, as you can see there for the podcast, for the YouTube watchers now. Cold therapy is the first one. The cold is your warm friend and one of the 3 pillars of the Wim Hof method. Proper exposure to cold starts a cascade of health benefits, including the building of brown adipose tissue and resultant fat loss, reduced inflammation that facilitates a fortified immune system, balanced hormone levels, improved sleep quality, and the production of endorphins. Endorphins, I guess, actually, as they pointed out as well, is actually the reason for feeling good when you're taking cold showers. At least I guess, because it would make sense at least. The feel good chemicals in the brain that naturally elevate your mood. Yeah, I would think so. The second one is breathing. The second pillar of the Wim Hof method is breathing. We are always breathing, yet we are mostly unaware of its tremendous potential. Heightened oxygen levels hold a treasure trove of benefits, and the specialized breathing technique of Wim Hof unearths them all. More energy, reduced stress levels, and an augmented immune response that swiftly deals with pathogens. What are a bacteria, virus, or other microorganisms that can cause disease. I see. As I'm reading through it, it kind of feels like that it is just some sort of a quick fix guide thing, that you just have to do it once and then everything's going to be fine and okay and whatnot. But it's not going to be the case. I really do think, which is actually why there is pillar 3, and pillar 3 is commitment, and I guess just there is a reason for why it is commitment, because there's going to be just some changes in your body if you're doing this for quite some time, not only just doing it once and whatnot, but just doing it for quite some time. He's also having just some workshops and all those things, so you could be doing them, but I do just want to show you the exact method. There, as you can see there, for the YouTube viewers again, there's also a video of himself being like a Wim Hof breathing tutorial by Wim Hof, so it is also uploaded by him. But it is pretty interesting, really. It really is interesting that there's something, that there's no quite thing like just written text things. It would just be nice. It would just be useful for all those people that are not going to watch a video or read something. I'm still gonna find something because I've also been able to find it, and I'm very sorry. The thing is that, there it is. There it is. There is one. But they also point out some other things which are really, really interesting in my point of view, because it is also the case that they were able to actually validate that, to actually validate that his method is actually working. And it is something so interesting. It is something so interesting that a person, and I do really think that willpower has something to do with it, and or the power of your mind. More than just willpower, but the power of your mind. Because he's basically only some kind of meditating and also breathing. He's breathing and that's it. Breathing and cold exposure, these are the 2 things, the only 2 things that you have to do to actually being able to somehow consciously manipulate your immune system. And that's quite it. And this is amazing, and they've also been able to validate that, I guess not even only with him, but also with just other people as well. But I'm not quite sure, unfortunately. I do know that there was some sort of a study, and they have been testing him, and I guess even his siblings or his kids or something. But in the end, they just found that he just is able to do something to prevent himself from getting sick. And there's also something that they are saying there, just because I'm seeing it. Wim Hof is currently working with a group of university researchers to prove that anyone can do the extraordinary things he does. He's taking 12 participants who have no prior training and instructing, whatever, them over the span of a week. At the end of the week, each participant will be injected with a bacterium that normally causes violent nausea. vomiting and fever for several days. Really cool. Like, I would actually do that. Who the fuck? Like, how could you actually find those people that are going to do that? Well, I guess, a Wim Hof would work with them, I guess. Yeah. But however, with the use of the Wim Hof method, the participants will feel nothing. Wim previously did this and felt no more than a slight headache. And this is just insane. Update study is now out. Read the report here. So we could actually read the report. I don't know how scientific that is, just because I wouldn't be able to understand it, to be honest. The science of how to consciously control your immune system. But I think I should just go through, learn the methods of the... Is it actually the exact same? Yeah, it's the exact same article. Is this actually quite a new article, or is it just an old one? Because this is also something that's quite just interesting for me, at least, or to me. But yeah, I'm going to talk about the method itself, so that you're going to get actually why you are here, basically, I assume at least. So the first one is get comfortable and close your eyes. Sit in a meditation position or posture, whether it is most comfortable for you, or whatever is most comfortable for you. Make sure you can expand your lungs freely without feeling any constriction. It is recommended to do this practice right after waking up, since your stomach is still empty. Warm up. Inhale deeply, really draw the breath in until you feel a slight pressure from inside your chest on your solar plexus. Hold this for a moment and then exhale completely. Push the air out as much as you can. Hold this for a moment. Repeat this warm up around 15 times. 30 power breaths. Imagine you're blowing a balloon. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth in short but powerful bursts. The belly is pulled inward when you are breathing out, and it is pulled outward when you're breathing in. Keep a steady pace and use your midriff fully. Close your eyes and do this around 30 times or until you feel your body is saturated with oxygen. Symptoms could be lightheadedness, tingling sensation in the body, and electrical surges of energy. What even the fuck that is, I don't fucking know, but what I know, they might have been leaving something out, but I'm not quite sure, because often people say, and I've been reading it in articles, and I've just somehow, by just kind of also listening between the lines, some sort of, not really, but sometimes you can hear it and sometimes not, and sometimes you will read it and sometimes just not. You have to keep a little bit of the breath that you're breathing in when you're doing the 30 power breaths inside. So you're not going to breathe out fully, but there's going to be just some oxygen left. This, for me at least, made everything a little bit more difficult. It is then really about practicing that so that you're not going to just, breathe in 2 times and then you're full of fucking oxygen. Something that happened to me. Like, after 10 times, I'm full. Like, this is it. But I don't know. Maybe you're going to try it out with both strategies, like without breathing it out, just not fully, but fully, and also just breathing it out just to a certain degree. The fourth one is scan your body. During the 30 power breaths, delve into your body and become aware of it as possible. Become aware of it as possible. What? Trace your awareness up and down your body and use your intuition as to what parts lack energy and what parts are overflowing. Scan for any blockage between the two. Try to send energy, warmth to those blockages. Then release them deeper and deeper. Tremors, traumas, and emotional releases can come up. Yeah, maybe you're even gonna cry by doing that. And I'm not even lying, I'm not even joking there. When you're just watching a few videos of him doing this in just some kind of a workshop experience, some sort of thing, then you're gonna see that some people are actually gonna cry. And they're kind of just... I get really angry. Something really interesting, but the past few times I did it, I really got angry. I'm naturally relatively angry. Just I'm a pretty aggressive person, And then I thought, like, well, is this actually my emotions? Is this actually me or something? Which could definitely be the case. I don't know, but I really got aggressive. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. Often people report swirling colors and other visual imagery doing this exercise. Once you encounter them, go into them, embrace them, merge with them. Get to know this inner world and how it correlates to the feeling of tension or blockages in your body. The fifth one is the hold. After the 30th rapid succession of breath cycles, draw the breath in once more and fill the lungs to maximum capacity without using too much force. Then push all of the air out and hold for as long as you can. So you're gonna do 30 breaths, and then you're gonna breathe out fully, and then you're gonna breathe in, and then you're gonna what? Draw the breath in once more and fill the lungs to maximum capacity without using too many force. Then push all out. Yeah, you're gonna breathe in once fully and then out again, and then you're gonna hold the position. You're gonna hold the position of not having any air in your system. The funny thing is that you're gonna see is that you're not gonna feel like you're having to breathe, because there is so much oxygen in your body that you do not have to breathe, which is really interesting. Like, it really is interesting, and you're gonna see that. I would also say that you should really not force yourself, and you should definitely, and something that Wim Hof is also pointing out all the time, you should be in an environment that is safe. You should not be doing this while you're in the car, while driving or whatnot. You should not be doing this while you're on your bike. You should be doing this at home in a safe environment where you're also able to just relax and feel comfortable. So also just look out for that. Notice how all the oxygen is spreading around in your body. Hold the breath until you experience the gasp reflex on the top of your chest. Yeah, I do not know if there's some gasp reflex. I kind of feel like, what is even gasp? I don't know either. Oh yeah, okay. I know it now. Recovery breathe. Inhale to full capacity, feel your chest expanding, release any tension in the solar plexus, and when you are at your full capacity, hold the breath once more. Drop the chin to the chest and hold this for around 15 seconds. Notice that you can direct the energy with your awareness. Use this time to scan the body and see where there is no color, tension, or blockages. Feel the edges of this tension, go into it, move the energy towards this black hole, feel the constrictions burning away, the dark places will fill with light. Relax the body deeper as you move further inward, let everything go. Your body knows better than you do. I'm sorry, by the way. Your body knows better than you do. After 15 seconds, you have completed the first round. Start this practice with 1 or 2 rounds. Try to do it daily and add 2 more rounds in a few days. After you feel more comfortable with holding your breath, you can start to add exercises and stretches. Work up to a minimum of 15 minutes or 6 rounds with exercises. You can do this practice for how long it pleases you. If you feel dizziness or pain, get out of your position and lie on your back. Breathe easily again and stop this practice session. Reserve at least 5 minutes after this practice to relax and scan the body. And there's a little summary which is amazing. 30 times balloon blowing. Breathe in fully, breathe out fully, and hold until gasp reflex. Inhale fully and hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Repeat until finished, then take 5 minutes to relax and scan your body. Is this an ad? Is this an ad from Seth Godin himself, which would be something really interesting? Like, just, I don't know, him doing that would really be nice. The bonus power-ups. Yeah. A funny thing is, and some experiment that he's always doing is, if you're just breathing in for 30 times and you're then doing push-ups, you're for sure gonna be able to do more push-ups than without the breathing exercise, because you're having so much oxygen in your body and also in your muscle tissues that you're just gonna be able to do way more. You're gonna have just so much oxygen, which is actually fuel for our cells. Which is also one of the explanations for why it actually is a good thing to do that and breathe heavily and whatnot, so that you're just also going to be healthy again, just because we need the oxygen. Cold exposure. Something really interesting. After the body scan of the previous exercise, you're ready to let your body embrace the cold. It is very important to try to relax as much as you can, really be with the cold, and only then can your body process the signals and start thermogenesis. As Wim says, the cold is your warm friend. Cold showers. If you're new to cold exposure, start with cold showers. Begin with your feet and then follow with your legs, your stomach, shoulders, neck and back, and finally your head. An initial shock, shivering and hyperventilation is normal. Sounds good. Yeah. Just try to do that. Also, you might be doing some ice baths and those things. But yeah, this is quite it. This is quite it with the Wim Hof method. Really nice. But I'm also just really interested in what the study says. It would really be something really, really interesting. His technique can be taught to everyone. This is what Wim claims. The researchers are themselves clearly indicate that we can't predict the same results with people with diseases. However, first-person reports of people with diseases state that it indeed helps them too. Practice makes all the difference. Yeah, and therefore just starting as soon as possible is one of the best things you can be doing. Boost immune system, increase energy levels. So yeah, you know the method now. Maybe you're also going to watch some videos of him. Would definitely be a good thing to do. Maybe you're going to search for some articles on your own as well, but you're not going to find a lot of them. There's unfortunately actually really not a lot of them. But yeah, this is the end of the episode, I guess, and I really have to thank you for going through this with me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a nice thing. And yeah, I wish you the best health of happiness and also success. And I also hope that you're going to remind yourself when you're going to be remembered, which basically means your legacy. And which means no matter how nice you are, but this is just something that I want to point out. No matter how nice you are, there's still going to be somebody that somehow dislikes you or even hates you. I don't know why it is the case. It seems actually be the case that people are that way by nature. But yeah, 3 other questions that I hope that you're going to ask yourself are: what are you trying to change? What is bothering you the most? And why are you here? These are the 3 questions that are hopefully going to show you your purpose and maybe even more. Something like a business idea, for example. But yeah, thanks a lot. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and also to the podcast if you've liked it. And also rate it if you've liked it or not. I'm going to see you the next time, hopefully at least.